So one time I had this girl in my class, right? She was allergic to peanuts, right? And at the time, I didn't know that my food that I brought to school that day had peanuts in it. Anyway, I'll continue that later. So, I have another story for you, though. Like, me and that girl that was allergic to peanuts, we're gonna call her Amy. Her name is Amy. And my other friend named Allie, I'm just naming her Allie. I'm not gonna tell you her real name. We were all best friends, and we hung out like every day. And one day that ended, like only my best friend Amy and Allie hung out, and they left me out, and I got really angry. So I was like, got really upset, and they ran away from me when I tried to hang out with them. Because keep in mind, we usually hang out together, not like apart. So I thought that was strange. And then I talked to them and I was like, why did you ditch me? And they were like, I didn't want to hang out with you. And I was just like looking at them strangely. And ever since that day, they didn't hang out with me. But from now I'm friends with both of them, but they don't hang out with each other. How the tables have turned. Anyway, yeah, so the peanut allergy thing, that was a story for another time. So we're going to continue that story another time. Okay, part 2 of Subway Surfer story time. So, like I said, I had this girl in my class. Her name was her name was Amy. Don't finish that sentence. Her name was Amy. And she was allergic to peanuts, whatever. So I decided I had to make sure that there was no peanuts in my food, right? So I never brought peanuts to school before. Until this one day that I found out that I brought peanuts to school. And Sylvia didn't die. She didn't almost die, but I had to wash my hands right away. Thank you for listening to my story. That was actually my story, by the way. It actually happened. But I didn't know the difference. I was younger. Anyway, we're going to do the story of me and Allie now. So me and Allie used to hang out like 24/7. And obviously, her mom is an artist. I'm not going to say her name, obviously. But her mom is an artist, and me and her, she was good at art. I always used to suck at art. How we met was our first day of kindergarten. Keep in mind, we were really young at the time. And Charlotte was always like really mean to other people, but I didn't know at the time that she was going to be mean to people. Amy. Okay, fine, I revealed her name. Her name is Charlotte. At least you don't know you don't know Amy's name. Yeah, her name is Charlotte, and like she was always so rude to other people, like except for Amy. So yeah, Charlotte was always really mean. Amy. 24/7, and I didn't understand why. I was always like really confused, and I'm only kidding. She was never mean to her. I guess who she was mean to sometimes? Me. I didn't understand at the time why she was mean to me and not anyone else. Just ignored everybody else. I don't believe them. And this one day, we used to be friends until this one day, this girl came along. Her name is Abby. I'm not going to tell her her full name, but Abby. People call her Abby, but I'm not going to tell you her real name, her full name. Anyway, yeah, her name was Abby, and Charlotte and Abby got really close one day, like they were best friends. And I got confused, and then Charlotte started being rude to the point where she was basically bullying me. She didn't want to do nothing. Abby hated me. And now I'm just really sad because they were always so mean to me. But anyway, one day when we got older, we decided to be friends. Until this day, me and Charlotte are best friends. And Abby is still Charlotte's friend, but she doesn't get involved in her friendships anymore. So it's more like it's our decision if we wanted to be friends or not. So, okay, another story. So in kindergarten, I had a teacher, right? She loved me, but then I had this substitute that hated my guts. And I didn't like her either. Like, she was my least favorite teacher. And I'm not even going to say her name, but I'm going to call her Miss Smith. Me and Miss Smith absolutely hated each other. She treated me like trash, but treated everybody else really good. Like, I was her least favorite student. And, like, I always looked at her in a weird way, like, girl, what did you just do to me? She always looked at me like, you're the worst student that I've ever met, kind of look. And I looked back at her like, girl, you have an issue, kind of look. And she always be that little weird teacher that she is. And always got mad at me. So one day, this girl takes my spot in class. We used to sit on the floor for like stuff like reading and whatever, right? And then this girl takes my spot, so I take her spot when she's gone to the bathroom. And the teacher sees, right? And she screams at me and yells at me for it. And I look back at her like, she did it first. And she still gets mad at me. I swear, I felt like I should have got her fired that day. She's ridiculous. She should have been fired long ago for that. Like, girl, what are you doing? Like, you've seen her take my spot, but you didn't do anything about it. And I was even there. I was gone to the bathroom. So when she went to the bathroom, we could only use the bathroom so much, by the way, in that grade. So, yeah, she went to the bathroom. And I said, there's a lot. And the teacher found out, and she started yelling at me. And I got really upset. Anyway, yeah. So then, I got really mad and like, yeah. But then I just want to tell my teacher, but I didn't. So till this day, I don't tell anybody about her. I never seen her after that. Yes, I did. She's seen my substitute. I never seen her after kindergarten. I only seen her in the last grade at my old school, and that was it. It was the last time I seen her. But yeah, like, she really got on my nerves because of that. And ever since then, she treated me like trash and treated everyone else really good and nicely. And I swear, when I say I wanted to scream, I mean I was ready to yell from the top of my lungs. Anyway, yeah, there's something terribly probably wrong with her head. And I don't know what the heck she was thinking at the time when she did that, because, girl, I was being a good student. I was doing what she did. Like, I had to do something about it. Like, what are you doing? Let a student do that. Like, but then I can't do it back. It's not nice. When I say I wanted to get that teacher fired, I mean I wanted to get her fired. So till this day, I just look back and I'm like, why did she do that? Why did she have to be the worst teacher in the world? Anyway, yeah, she was. And yeah, this is the part. I don't even know if she's still in my school because I don't go there anymore. But yeah. Another story. So, that was the only year that a substitute hated me. All the teachers loved me except for the substitutes. Substitutes had their own opinion of me, but my real teachers, they all loved me. All of them. But she wasn't not just a substitute. She was also a teacher who actually taught there. So she hated me. Every year a music teacher gotta hate me. It's really weird. At least one teacher has to hate me. Really weird, but there are these boys in my class. I get along with all of them. They have interests like mine, and we just get along really good. But then there's these girls, I swear. And they're called Visco girls. And my friend was in the Visco girl group. Well, they basically do the or whatever. They're weird. That's all I have to say. Anyway, I just looked at my friend like, you want to become a Visco girl? And I just look at her like she's crazy, like, wow, you for real want to be one of those kind of girls, them annoying girls that I hate. And I just looked at her. And now looking back, I shouldn't have. It's whatever. You brought that upon yourself. You're the one with the Visco girl issue. Anyway, yeah, they were Visco girls. Visco girls basically go and wear scrunchies and stuff. But these Visco girls were like mean girls, Visco girls. Like they're them bullies that are Visco girls. In school, I'm so foolish. But anyway, yeah. I act like the whole dang circus. So these girls in my class, right, they always act like, sometimes they can be mean. Okay, another story. So I'm going to tell you a story about... This is a fake story. I'll tell you if they're real or fake. Hey, so one time I had this really cool story. So there was this girl in my class one year. I don't know. She said she was pregnant, and I don't know why she did, just for attention, I guess. She always wore she always stuff in her stomach to make her look like she's pregnant. I don't know. And we were in I don't know, high school or whatever, so we were probably too old. And this boy is dating her. He knew the truth, right? But he doesn't bother to tell anybody about it. He has the nerve to deal with this girl. I could never deal with that kind of girl. But anyway, let's call her K.I. So K.I., big fan of boys and attention. Her boyfriend used to get really mad when she used to talk to boys. Who wouldn't? What kind of boyfriend wouldn't, though? Honestly. But anyway, yeah. So he got really mad one day at her. And he's like, remember, I'm pregnant. But then the boys found out that they're pregnant, and she was like, I didn't get her pregnant. And then they broke up with her, and she got super upset and started crying dramatically. And then this girl started dating her boyfriend, and she got really mad, and she found out. And then she was walked up to her like, I'm pregnant, and that's my boyfriend. They got me pregnant, so can you like go away from him? And then she runs like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he has a girlfriend. And I just looked back at her, and I was like, it's fake. Like, why not just date him? Like, his girlfriend is fake pregnant. Like, she's not even real pregnant. And she just looked at me like, what? I see her stomach. And she's like, she stuffed like a pillow in her stomach or whatever in her shirt to make it look like she's pregnant. And she looks at me like, wow, that's kind of crazy. But then she actually got pregnant, and it turns out it's because of her ex-boyfriend, Kaya's ex-boyfriend. And let's call this girl Layla. So Layla was actually pregnant, and she got really mad. She was like, listen, honey, I am pregnant. I'll take a pregnancy test. Turns out that she really was pregnant. I just didn't believe her because she was always super weird in that kind of way. So I would never trust her. But it turns out she wasn't lying, and I looked at her and I was like, wow. And they were both pregnant by the same father. And now they're brother and sister, and they're all grown up. Well, not all grown up, they're teenagers, and their moms are so proud. And guess what? In the end, them two girls got together. Anyway, so one time there was this girl in my class. Let's call her Andrea. So Andrea had this crush on this boy in my class. I didn't know who he was at the time. Anyway, me and Andrea always hung out. Like, we were best friends since we were born. Our moms knew each other since kindergarten. It was just really good. Another fake story, by the way. So it turns out that sometimes there was this guy in my class. I don't remember his name. Anyway, he had a crush on my girlfriend, right? I got really mad. So he walks up to me, and he's like, hey, I have a crush on this girl. Can you help me Strawberry. He didn't know that it was my girlfriend at the time, like, obviously, duh. And we were, like, best friends, you know. We told each other everything, but I didn't tell him I had a girlfriend at the time because I didn't want him to know. And he didn't know who I was dating, but he did know I was dating somebody. Because he found out someone told him. And he was like, oh, who are you dating? And I was just, like, looking at him like, I'm not dating anybody. What are you talking about? And he just looks back at me like, yes, you are. People everywhere are saying you're dating. Like, the whole school knows that you have a girlfriend. And I look back at him, I'm like, I don't have a girlfriend. He looks over at me like, look, I seen pictures. And he said, guess what? That's my crush, and you just took her away from me. And I look back at him, and I'm like, well, she's my girlfriend, and you can't take her away from me. It's not good to take away my girlfriend from me like that. He looks back, well, too bad. And I look back at him like, not my problem. Anyway, me and my girlfriend are still together till this day. This is a fake story, by the way. These are all fake, except for the ones that I told you aren't. My girlfriend gets hurt. She rejected. Yeah.